Hello there guys, my friends on YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, why not just press subscribe? Yeah? It's totally free of charge. Today I learned that I'm still being haunted by thrips every once in a while. And that the Cattleya is not really working as well as I hoped it to, as a pesticide. These guys have been out for at least 1 week. It's a Rhynchostylis Chief Sweet Orange. In itself, it's so gorgeous. Yeah, she's becoming a very, very tall plant. And 4 blooms on its probably, yeah, it might have been divided some time ago before it came to my possession. Never know for how long this one has been flowering size, but at least I know where I got it from, and that nursery would be Karin in Germany in July last year. Yeah, as a flowering size orchid for €25. Yeah, 5 years ago I bought another one from another nursery. It was basically this size. Yeah, it was never a healthy plant, so it took a while for me to replace her. And yeah, I'm very, very pleased with the results and this beautiful tall cane. Well, I wasn't really after a big plant, was I? But now she is a big plant. There's nothing I can do about it. Nevertheless, it's a very good spike with fragrant, beautifully colored flowers. So you can see what thrips can do. And if you're fortunate enough not to know what thrips looks like, it's that one stuck to little happy sap glue there. Yay. Anyways, so I need to spray her one more time, but this time I'm going to choose RDAP again. I just figured I needed to switch the pesticide for a bit in case the pest had grown resilient towards it. But do you see what I see? The lip is missing, and I certainly did not knock this orchid over. It did it all by itself. So, yeah. This may happen on an orchid's first blooming. But strange still, but she's still able to be pollinated. So, but where did the beautiful lip go? And the sepals. She's so deformed. And she's a bit pyloric to the petals as well. A little bit wavy up there to the edges. But this one in itself is quite funny looking flower. It's not ugly by any means. I just don't know really what happened here. But in its genes somewhere, and this was ancestry, as for so many other times, it's the Cattleytonia, 32%. I'm not sure really how this one's flowers become this huge, considering its heritage. Well, I just need to measure flowers. They are 10, looks wider. 11.5. So they vary in size, and that one, the deformed one, is only 9. So a first time blooming with a spike this great leaves me with one word, and that word would be hooray. Over to the next orchid. We have this gorgeous Phalaenopsis Paph. Opening. It produced more flowers than I first thought. Only thing I saw was a long spike with almost no buds on it. I gave this orchid a little bit more water and nutrients, and it sorted itself out finally. But it looked a little bit strange, the flowers. A little bit bent backwards, a little bit thick. This one looks best of them all. These are a little bit, I don't know, petals are bent backwards in a strange way, but still, I like it. that its colors have deepened to exactly the way I remember the Paph flowers. So I was a bit disappointed when I first got it. 80% of its flowers were relatively lightly colored, and I wanted one exactly with the same depth to the color as my old one. So there's only 1 or 2 flowers that look that way. I wanted them, so this time around, all of them got the right color, depth to the color. But a bit strange. Yet 3 more to come here. So she's a lovely one. But one of my absolute favorite Phalaenopsis orchids. Yeah, unscented, unfortunately, but it's all right. I got so many things in here which is scented. For example, this one. This called Manara Painter Tropic Jungle, I think it is. And next to it, Meltonidium Barocco Red, putting out 2 spikes. And this, temporary community pot. But obviously, they are gonna stay put in here for yet some more time. As they both grow well, recently repotted and all. Very strongly fragrant, both of them. Yeah. Where is she? Look, yet another curling purchase. I'm starting to think, why do not curling offer a wider assortment of the Cattleya type or Cattleya species, as they always seem to be very, very bloom willing. For me, at least. Always the ones from curling open up fully this evening. Look. Last year came out with a single flower as well, so I'm looking forward to see a couple of more flowers. But maybe we need to wait until it reaches a better stage of maturity. 11.5 centimeters across. Might have been around 6 last year, so it almost doubled its size. Today it's actually been 2 more days, and the flower itself looks absolutely enormous in comparison to the sheer size of the plant itself. The flower has been straightening out the petals a little bit more, but the size of it still remains. Perhaps a couple of millimeters wider, but incredible. And it grows incredibly well as well. Yeah, in clay pots. The clay regulates the moisture so well. And you guys, speaking of moisture, let's bring her down. And do you see what I see? La da 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 da. Look here. Focus. A first spike on this Cattleya type. Let's see what its name is. It's Cattleytonia. Why not? Yeah, why not, you guy? This plant has been struggling ever since I got it. I'm not sure for how long I've had it. I can give you a pop-up. Write it down for you. But maybe 1 or 2 years. Not certain, really. From World Flora Supply. Somewhere. But anyways. If I remember correctly, I think this one creates long machines with red flowers. Sort of rounded flowers. With a yellow egg yolk shaped, or fried egg shaped, shall we say, center. Yellow, striking yellow center. I think so. But what I didn't expect was this plant to bloom. It was doing so lousy. In a very dry medium. I think I kept it in some kind of gravel only, or charcoal. Wasn't enough for her, so now she plumped up, created a good cane finally, and now I'm being rewarded with a spike. She's sitting in the only holy clay pot I've got. I haven't seen these for sale in my country, strangely enough, as everything else seems to be for sale here. Almost, yeah. But anyways, spotted it right now. Happily surprised. And now it's been 1 week, so I had to shift places. These two guys. This one is growing so fast and so tall. Yeah, I remembered it correctly. This type has got very tall spikes. So, now it's a fact. Look, it's going to be a little cluster to the top. Or something. Looks really fascinating. Let's just make sure it doesn't hit the very strong LED tube there. And yes, the white Wanda still out. No insects to the flowers. I usually like Wanda orchids flowers as well, thrips. But I sprayed these flowers with leaf shine. Yeah, I told you before in another video. These aren't so very white. Let's just remove that lamp and see. I think they're smaller this time around. Only 7. Yeah. Nearly. Yeah. There are 7. So, yeah. Nothing yet. There will be. But here. All the Cattleya, lueddemanniana, rubra. I'm starting to wonder if this one isn't the right variety. Shouldn't be this pale green. Should be rubra. And the rubra form should be deep purple pink. Not with only a little bit of splashes, so it might be a semi-alba form or such. Mislabeled, like usual. Yeah. Maybe. But it's still a species. I hope it's a species. Looks like the lueddemanniana in shape and form. I recognize the leaf set and size and everything, since I had one before. It's not supposed to be a tall Cattleya. Well, you guys, it's been a couple of more days. I better film her before the thrips gets to her. Nah, they're not going to get to her, but I'm going to spray this flower. But it turns out, I think, you can help me, perhaps, if you know a little bit more. Turns out to be the regular form of the Cattleya lueddemanniana, and not the rubra. Correct me if I'm wrong, as I said. In my world, the rubra is... the petals and sepals have got this color. And the center has got a deeper golden yellow color. So I figure this one is the regular form. I've had this plant for 3 years. It's an orchid more purchase as a flowering size orchid at that time. I thought I had some time left, but no, I checked my notes and she was actually flowering size according to the website. But it took us 3 years to create one single flower. That is a terribly large flower. Not terribly, yeah, but look. If I put the palm of my hand behind it, you can see. And of course, oh, that's great. But still, she only reaches 6 inches, 15 centimeters, yeah? Looks a lot wider, as the petals are so very pronounced, very wide, rounded. She looks just like a little basketball. No, but she's so round, yeah, just like a circle. And I'm not dissatisfied with this flower, not the least. And I simply really don't care whether it's the rubra form or the regular form. And so I didn't have the regular form anywhere in my collection. It doesn't matter. I can always get the rubra form if I wanna. I've seen it everywhere now in the spring. It's popping up in virtually every web shop I visited, so it's not uncommon by any means. The rubra form, the dark purple toned one. This one has become more rare, so I'm happy. And she's even growing in semi-hydro. Still, she's blooming, so yes. Let's jump right over to something else, but let's just do a close-up on her. I think she's worth it. Glittering. That one got some sprinkles to her. Simple. Yes. A relatively short stem, I'd say. Now it's been yet 3 more days. And the flower itself has grown 1 centimeter more. Add on 1 centimeter, and it will be 16 centimeters across the petals. And the petals have moved a little bit forward as well. Doesn't look as solid anymore as it did before. I don't know if it's better, but it's just as beautiful as it first came out, I think. And now yet 1 more week later on. Sorry if I'm going all crazy about it, but I mean, the flowers growing successively. So 16 and a half. And keep still. Almost 17. Yeah. I'd say 17 now. Fascinating. Yeah. I did spot a couple of Cattleya sheath. That's great. New stuff. And we have the callosum, Paph callosum species. But it looks strange this time around. I'm going to bring it here so you can see it better. I mean, looks like, oh, I'm freezing. It's squeezing itself together. Look at the petals. Almost looks like a Phalaenopsis. Well, I can't say that I don't like its new appearance. I like it a little bit more, to be honest, but this one has been in bloom a couple of times here. A couple of years now. Reliable summer bloomer. Never ever looked like this. So, yeah. And I had a second one here coming. Never saw that before either. But that one is withering away, so. Yeah. All right. That's that one. But it usually is in bloom and stays in bloom for, yeah, until autumn. So it's a perfect plant to have if you like long time bloomings. And here we have something else going on my Paph Charlesworthii. The one with the little bit differently looking flower. Could be a hybrid of some sorts, or maybe just a variety with a lot higher sale. Sepal, but it looks like sail, a lot higher, curved, and it's a heavily growing plant in comparison to the other Charlesworthii I've got. It was in bloom perhaps 6 months ago. I did a short video on it as well, and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what this one's flower looks like this time around. And this is what it looks like. It opens to G's, so it's not fully opened yet, but in case I forget it in my next growing area, bloom and spike stuff video, I thought I'd shoot this one today. So, looks like it did last time. This must be a hybrid, I'm not sure. The seller gave me 2 tags with the same name on them, so it doesn't say Paph Charlesworthy I hybrid, as they love to write down, so I won't see it until I bring the new orchid home and finally get to read the end bit of the tag. Hey, hybrid. Haven't far too many times now, so I need to be very, very careful and read the tags carefully. But doesn't matter what it is, I like it. If it's a hybrid, I don't think I care. I like this shiny pouch, I like this green sepal, and I do like the tall sail. So it's a very healthy plant. Some say that the Charlesworthy eyes are relatively difficult to grow and, of course, to bloom. In regular room conditions, windowsill conditions. So now I can brag about that I bloom both of them. This is just fun. It's just fun. And if we move from down there to in here. Yeah. I need to clean the little glass here. I realized, shit, that one's heavy. Yeah, I have. Yeah, first of all, this one without destroying anything. No, I'm not gonna. Look at the spikes on the Mr. City. They are extending. They are twice as long as the one on its previous flowering, which occurred 1 year ago. She actually arrived in spike with 2 spikes. Yeah, it's a living proof. They are here. Look at the size. Look at the length of them. Half of the length. Hopefully, there's going to be plenty of blooms coming out from the spikes on each node. And say hopefully. That's great. But it takes a long time. Look! Oranges and ice suddenly get along really well. Genus oranges. But where? Alright. Oranges citrata. I don't remember when I got it. I think it was the beginning of this year. Yeah, at an Orchid Society meeting. She was in spike, and I was so much looking forward to see the beautiful flowers opening. Next thing I know, as I put her into my cabinet, all of the buds blossomed in just a couple of days. So, well, as it wasn't the best of plants, it was at a discount as well. As it wasn't the best of plants, yeah, that was the reason. It was put out on a discount, yeah. Well, it looks nice with a little fence, a little grid or whatever. But still, its leaf set looks terrible. But she's coming out with new leaf. And some Spanish moss, which will hydrate her a little bit, at least. But she's been growing, roots very nicely. Although she's a very weak plant ever since I got her. So, as I say, if there's life, there's still hope. But obviously, she was strong enough to put out a spike. So now, both of my oranges orchids are in spike. So maybe they like it in there in the cabinet. So, if you know me right, there's going to be several new additions from the Rhynchostylis genus in that cabinet. Just you wait. Yeah. As I always say, live more, worry less. Yeah. But it takes a scary long time for it to develop. Look at this one. It's my absolute favorite Rhynchostylis for now. Not so very fragrant, not at all. As a matter of fact, if you compare it to the Gigantea got, it's lacking fragrance. Needs a bit of light, perhaps. But this one, this Retusa, is from Svarta. I think. Yeah, had it for a couple of years. Brought it into very highlights, as it refuses to bloom for me. And the chlorophyll almost disappeared. Look, very, very pale, almost yellowish to the tone, as I said before. Yeah. So I put it here into the cabinet with a lot less light. And a spike appeared. But it took a long time for the spike to develop, like usual. But it's a short spike. It's no longer than 12, 15 centimeters. Yes? But the flowers are, the cluster here is very dense. It really looks like a pure foxtail. This one certainly deserves the name foxtail. With small flowers, very small flowers, but so very densely packed. No room between them. None whatsoever. Look how many flowers. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So, opened up all of his flowers yesterday, so today I thought it was a good time to film. The plant is sitting in charcoal in a plastic pot. Receives better humidity in here, as I have a humidifier attached to this cabinet, which switches on once or twice every hour. Don't remember. I like it, and I see no rotting going on in this cabinet anymore, so it was better, a lot better with with less humidity. I used to have water down to the bottom as well, floating, but not anymore. Not ever since there was a leak to this cabinet. Yeah. But it's better for the orchids, obviously, a lot better. So, and what else is there to see in this window? I think I'm going to show you one last thing before I close this video. It's the first time spike on my Phragmipedium sedenii. It's a cross. Old cross. This is what a spike on a Phragmipedium looks like. I thought it looked very, very healthy. And newly repotted and all. So the repot gave it what it needed. Some fresh medium to finally perform. Yeah? I had it for a while now, so I thought it would bloom earlier. But hooray for this. Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked this video, and if you did, please help this channel out a little bit. I really need a bit of support. And press the subscribe button. Yes, so we can grow this community together. And we should talk soon. Bye-bye.